Здравствуйте, and welcome to the Rushing to Conclusions podcast. We're a podcast started by Slavic immigrants who just want to share a piece of our world with the new world. We'll be talking about the Slavic youth experience in the US, so that means we'll be discussing everything from meat jelly to the challenges of taking in two cultures at once. Whatever the issue, we aim to have a conclusion, or a couple, so stick around, put on the tea kettle, and settle in as we rush off to our next conclusion.
Nowadays, just about everyone can have a podcast, but not everyone can have a good reason as to why they have one. And I think we do, don't we?
Yeah, we do, actually.
Should we talk about how it started?
Yeah, let's do this.
Okay, Well, how did we get from the place of no podcast to setting up our own studio, our own recording area in the basement of Diana's house on a snowy night in Wisconsin? It's not snowing.
But Wisconsin. It sounds more romantic.
Don't ruin this for him. Let him have this.
I'm trying to have a moment. So, how did we get here? It all started, this is not going to be long, but this is important. This all started at our family reunion. And if you know anything about Slavic families, you know that we're not small. With one family come more family members.
Yep.
Iryna's trying not to laugh right now. It's okay to laugh. So we have a massive family, and I'm an only child, which kind of destroys that point. But we have a massive family, and we had. Diana's older brother was getting married, and so we booked this hotel for all our families to go down there. And so we took up that whole lobby, did we not?
Yeah, we did. You should have seen us at breakfast time.
The hotel manager was just like not having it. Because one thing that we're very fond of, at least our family, is if it's like free, what do you do? Exactly, you take it. You will not take it. So everyone was just going ham on that breakfast.
You don't want that third waffle.
Let me tell you,
having that third waffle.
Let me tell you,
you gotta stock up on those muffins.
Continental breakfasts were not designed to hold the weight of a Slavic family trying to feed themselves in the morning. They were not made for this, but no one knows this. So the hotel manager was like, her eyes were just like staring at us like, how many more people? First of all, she didn't have a good idea of how many people were even in the hotel. She was like, how many more people are going to keep coming out and taking food? I came from a different hotel. I was part of the groom's. Yeah, I was part of the groom's party. Whatever.
Bridal party?
The bridal party. We had our own hotel. It was super sweet. But I still came over and stole food.
You guys had breakfast?
No, that's why he was coming over.
We just had people like getting drunk at 8:30 a.m. That's all.
Nice.
People going through their midlife crisis. Oops, my phone. So anyways, after the festivities one night, me and my cousin Arthur, Diana's older brother, we were sitting in a booth. It was like what, 11?
Yeah, you guys talking about like 11 to 2 a.m.
11 to 2 a.m. We were just sitting there and we were just talking about whatever. I don't even remember the gist of the conversation. We were talking about like
theology,
mainly. Aliens. Didn't we talk about aliens?
Yeah, you guys
conspiracies. Like anything that's you would talk about after 12.
1 a.m.
Yeah. And Iryna was asleep somewhere, but Diana was not. She was trying to hang with us, but sometimes you just can't hang.
Can't hang.
And so me and Arthur were talking, and she was sitting next to us in the lobby, but she was just like falling asleep. And so I just noticed that she was basically 5 minutes into it, she was out and asleep. Is that right? Do you remember?
That is correct. I do remember.
You remember that? So me and Arthur just like talking about everything. We pretty much solved every problem in the world, and then we get done, and then Diana kind of like just like wakes up. And then she's just like, it's just like the most like trashed face, waking up at like 2 a.m. She wakes up, looks at us, and her phone was sitting right by us the whole time. She picks up her phone, turns off the recording, and she's like, this just says, I'm going to listen to this on the way back. And then turns around and leaves. I was like, We were recorded the whole time?
Yeah, so that's illegal. Don't do that.
That's not legal, is it? You cannot record.
I don't believe so.
People?
I did not think about
the consequences
of that.
But also, you probably can't eat hotel breakfast that's not in your hotel. That's probably also illegal, but here we are.
Yeah, but nobody gotta know that.
Yeah, that's true. So because of that, Dan has had like this fun habit of just recording us talking at random times in the evening. And, do you ever actually listen to it, or do you just...
No. From time to time.
Cool. Sweet.
That's
cool.
why
future
I was like,
Yeah.
what? We actually have a reason to do a podcast because I'm sick of just doing these recordings and not having a place to put them or having anyone to listen to them. So
there we are.
This is all for Diana now.
Honestly, if
just so
I
she
am the
doesn't
only
have to-
one who listens to this podcast, I will be satisfied. So
Cool. Well, you can support us right away then.
Thanks whoever's listening.
So that's what we're here for. And
If literally any other person, us three, is listening right now, you've already proven her wrong. Which is sweet.
Yeah, I appreciate it though.
Yeah.
So we have a whole document of just ideas and topics that a lot of them we're going to try and stick to actual like aspects of Slavic life where growing up you kind of each culture, if you grew up in your family's a different culture but you grew up in America, you can relate for sure, where your family has like all these weird things, or your culture, like you just get things that American kids don't. Like you went to school, you think something's normal, and then you find out that it's not. Like, you're like, oh, okay. It's like your mom doesn't beat you with a sandal. I thought that's how all families work.
And that's the first thing we found out that was different. Oh, you can get away with something?
Oh,
sweet.
Oh, man. So this is for all of the people who I've ever had to explain to at school and all my friends who didn't understand me
what
as
my middle name is.
What my middle name is, why I don't have one, why I'm not allowed at sleepovers, why I literally can't have normal friends.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
The deep
We're
issues
gonna
come
snowball
out.
now.
Anyway, so this is for you guys, so I don't have to ever explain myself ever again, and if I ever do, I will direct them to this.
Yeah.
And it's great. So we have a whole list of things, of ideas that we want to talk about each episode. Maybe we'll take one or two, explore it, explain it to anyone who is not Slavic.
Anyone who just like, who we need to explain it to anyways if you came across us in real life.
Yeah, or if you just want to relate to us, that's cool.
Yeah. So at the end, we're going to try to get to we're going to try to explain it, or like get to a conclusion about it at least. Give you something to really understand. Give us something to really understand about other things we discuss. So we're going to have a conclusion. That's why we called it Russian to Conclusions.
Although we should mention it is a misleading title, since none of us are actually Russian. We are Ukrainian. All of us were born in Ukraine.
Yep. So, wait, your mom and dad both Ukrainian?
Yes.
Sweet, I knew that.
Not as far as we know.
Not as far as we know. Okay, so everyone, but we have a lot of Russian.
Well, we got a lot of Russian friends, Slavic,
Oh, no, Dad Kola is Russian. Yakovenko.
Oh.
We are Russian.
family.
We're Russian, yeah.
Yeah, and anyone who's Slavic will
is
literally
understand.
Yeah.
If it doesn't matter, if someone asks us what ethnicity we are, we will say Russian most of the time, just because it's easier than explaining the whole.
Yo, I still stick
so
to
many
Ukrainian.
people don't know. So many people don't know where Ukraine is. Let me just add
Please.
for 1 second. I had this girl, my freshman year of college. It was my sophomore year. This girl was studying political science, and she's studying political science. And when she knew I was from Ukraine, she was like, she got like this puzzled look on her face, and she was like, "Oh," and she's like, she just felt sorry for me. She was like, "Oh, is there a lot of terrorism in Ukraine?" I've never been asked that. I've been asked about like, what kind of food do you eat? Like, do you guys wear
vodka?
Yeah, vodka. Do you wear fur hats? But no, she's like, is there a lot of terrorism there? And I was like, I haven't been asked that before. There must be a rational reason for why she's asking this. And I was like, you know what? No, not too much. She's not more than whatever your average amount is. Yeah, the average high school. Yeah, not any more than your American neighborhood.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Oh, too far.
Okay, but and she was like, oh, okay. She's like, well, yeah. I was like, curious though, why? She was like, oh, well, yeah, just wondering, being in the Middle East and all, I'm sure it's really full of dangerous areas. And I was like,
Hey, she wasn't too far off.
Maybe she was thinking of like Georgia or something.
I don't know what she was thinking, but I found that pretty funny because she's, again, political science major.
We're giving us a voice. This is our voice.
This is for
the
the
voice for all our Slavic brothers and sisters out there who may or may not be very much misrepresented in some things, but...
So we have a lot of great American friends that we're going to bring on as well to just kind of make sure... To just kind of break down the stereotypes. Because there's a lot of American friends that do get us. A lot that don't. But
to answer your biggest question... Some of us do drink a lot of vodka.
Yeah.
Some of us.
Some of us. Family reunions. Okay.
Oh, yes.
So, anyway, thank you guys. If you made it this far, thanks so much. It's going to get better.
And by better, we mean worse here.
Yeah. We're going to talk about a lot of interesting stuff. So, thank you. Hope you make it to the next episode. We're going to upload it as soon as we can, as soon as our schedule allows to. And, yeah. So
we'll see you on the other side.
We'll see you on the other side. Thank you. Ciao.
Oh my gosh.